current state of the league. The state of the league is strong. Champions are being crowned, and we move forward. And the division of the league has got to be, if not 12 by Super Bowl 17, we need to get back to 12 by Super Bowl 20. And obviously it's possible. We're going to have the Just Winning franchise come in. Wonderful cannon fodder for the rest of us. We'll move forward, hopefully, with the Chalmette Owls. I'm very excited about Tragle from Procter & Gamble. He seems like he'll be a great fit. More cannon fodder for me. And we'd like to see some old teams come back. I'm curious about the location of the Stingrays, first of all. And then we're hoping to see Super Chicken back. And what we can do is, again, a waive portion of his entrance fee so we can continue to feed him coffee so he stays awake. That will be big for us as we move forward with the Super Chicken back, the Stingray back. And I would like to see Underpar back. I doubt it, though. He doesn't take well to losing. And when it comes to the...
That's all he does.
Well, when it comes to the career website, he can't hit the reset button. There is no reset button in this game. So I don't foresee Underpar back, and that is unfortunate because he's very easy victory. We won't see him back unless Trent allows him to reset his stats, and obviously that will not be allowed. But with the teams that are in place now, and the old AFL guard with Pagan and A-Team and Bika, Punisher, we can move forward with them and maybe look at an IXL to bring him back. He has been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. Even though the 2 he won, he beat a weaker team. I forget the team he won for his 2 Super Bowls, but it was a very weak sister team. When he went up against a strong NFL team, old NFL guy, he lost. I forget the team. Y'all can research who he lost to, but I know it was a weaker team. But to bring him back, it will put us close to 12. And then within the next 10 years, we'll have the influx of all these sons coming up, which will all need their own franchises. And when you look 10 years, 15 years out, the NFL obviously can move to 4 more teams, put them at 36. At 36 teams, we could legitimately have 18 teams in a fantasy league. Probably by Super Bowl 30, we could have 18 teams. That wouldn't be too out of the realm because the reality is I'll play in a 14-team league and we have plenty of players. And I got a feeling 14 teams is not a bad thing. The more teams, I think, when you've got a lot of teams, it waters down the talent, makes your draft picks even more valuable. And I've discussed draft philosophy multiple times over the last decade. And, you know, I've begged guys like Jamie to study my drafts. He refuses to and continues to do his own draft and bring in his draft analyst. That's another thing. When we're discussing draft analyst, sorry for my unprofessionalism, but the draft analyst and draft specialist thing is hilarious. The clowns bring in other clowns. They have multiple clowns drafting teams. You know, an old phrase my father used comes back to me when I think about draft analysts and these drafts. Under par used to always have these guys. Amateur night, big time. When you bring in a draft specialist, the thing I think about more than anything is an old phrase John Anderson II used to tell me all the time: amateur night. And, you know, records shown, you know. So I avoid draft specialists because there is no more of a draft specialist than myself. And, you know, again, that goes back to the philosophy a lot of teams have of out-coaching themselves. And I'm going to play this guy against this defense and all. Beerlovers don't do that. What that leads to is losses and a built-in excuse. Well, I want to start this guy. We don't believe in excuses. We believe in winning.
Excuse me here, but didn't you do that with your kickers and
On a very rare occasion, I will do that, but I generally have my core team by week 5 or 6 that I run with, unless I'm having one of those years that we don't want to discuss.
Let's go back and review some of the draft specialists.
Yes, let's talk draft specialists, because they fared very well, I would imagine. Talk draft analysts with me, John.
What would you like to add? Who? let's talk Underpar, because he had
all kinds of draft analysts. And what I liked about Underpar's organization was the incredible intake of alcohol during the draft. That always proves to be a successful
let's talk some draft history. What about the fist fight between Underpar and Beaker at Copeland's house in the 3rd year?
Two stellar organizations with high winning percentages.
Didn't Ryan of Underpar also get pulled over and accused of being driving while intoxicated by the police officers during the halftime of the draft?
I really do believe that alcohol and drafting mixes well. And Underpar's overall career record.
Didn't you tell me that everyone's welcome to do the draft at Panama City Beaches, Calypso Beach Cafe?
Without question.
Free alcohol.
Free alcohol.
On the Beerlovers.
Yes. Matter of fact, that worked very well this season in my other league, my locals league. I gave away a free keg of beer during the draft. Of course, I don't partake in alcoholic beverages, and I was champion. I will renew that gift to the rest of the league members. So if yes, y'all wanted to migrate down here to the world's most beautiful beaches and have the draft here, free drinks on me, Rich, especially you. Rich has actually been down here before. When he was a Katrina victim, he ate at the restaurant one evening. But I think that I recommend all teams to have draft specialists and draft analysts. That mixed with alcohol leads to just
championships.
Champions, dude. Underpar is a real champion. But again, I go back to Underpar will never come back in this league because he can't hit the reset button, you know. And we all know when you run with what you brung, Underpar slacks a little bit. You know, it goes back to my Al Bundy stories. When all these guys are kickers, you know, for a single A team, Lavidout was a kicking specialist.
Jamie Pitts was the punter.
Yes, we had kicking specialists, and they fare very well nowadays.